This game is rated M for mature. Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta. In the last episode, we made our way to the top of the Ithavoll Building, which was very treacherous to climb. And in this episode, we are going to be confronting the CEO, Baldur.
What follows those living in the light is nothing but the profound, empty darkness born from the shadow that grows longer as they approach the brilliant radiance. To truly see, your eyes must be open to both light and dark. Don't you agree, my dear child?
Little one.
You've arrived, my dear, sweet Cereza. My, why the grim face, my dear? As a child, your smile was warmer than the sun.
So, you are the last of the Lumen sages.
I am indeed. My name is Baldur, but if you so choose, you may address me as Father. There is much you have forgotten. It has been 500 years since we last met. If your memories were still intact, this would have been a much more emotional reconciliation.
How did you get the girl?
Where shall I begin? We, the Lumen Sages, and your Umbra Witches, have long been the overseers of history, each bearing witness with their own eye. This is how our universes existence was preserved. However, for 500 years, you have been exiled from the world's affairs. You are the left eye of the eyes of the world.
Could you dispense with the riddles and just tell me what these sodding eyes actually are?
Your years of slumber have caused you to forget many things, even as we stand on the verge of the resurrection of the Creator. The resurrection of Jubileus. There is but one way to return your epic of forgotten memories and open your eye of the Overseer. Your uncorrupted eye had to be exposed to the history it could not see. Your battles, your struggles, everything you've experienced in this town has been a stepping stone for your enlightenment. It has all been done for the left eye.
I've had enough of your philosophical pretensions. I won't ask again. Where did you get the girl?
Your question has been answered. All this has been done to awaken the left eye. For that, you had to see yourself once more.
You are truly beyond salvation, sage.
Salvation. Such a curious word. I mark the path to salvation with light. However, no matter how brilliant that light grows, the darkness within the human heart grows even darker. Light, dark, and chaos between. Three realities, once split, shall be brought together to create a new universe in the image of the old. To these ends, leading to the Festival of Resurrection 500 years ago, I fanned the flames of terror, spurring on the witch hunts. However, despite the people's belief in the return of Jubileus, the Creator, the left eye was out of reach. Since then, I have devoted myself to this town's prosperity, and now it is time for my preparations to bear fruit. Jubileus will be resurrected. We will become the eyes of the world, and a new universe will take over.
Mummy! I could never call the man behind this nightmare father.
Great speech, big guy.
Luca.
Getting a bit ahead of ourselves, aren't we, Mr. Big Shot Ithavoll Executive? Salvation, light. You take this entrepreneurial philosophy a bit seriously, don't you? But it's all diarrhea of the mouth, if you ask me. History is littered with famous genocidal figures, just like you. Or, should I say, infamous genocidal figures.
You must be Luca, journalist extraordinaire. I must say, I'm truly impressed you've made it this far, child. Like father, like son, I suppose.
What?
Luca, Luca, Luca. Your father had problems with my philosophies. It's fine to investigate, but when malicious rumors start to spread, I must see to it that they come to a stop. For being kind enough to ascertain that my long-lost eraser was at the bottom of some lake, I granted him his final wish and accepted his permanent resignation.
You bastard!
You are of no use to me. However, I am not without dignity. I will allow you to die in the same way as your father. Well, I guess my plan has gone right out the window. Such a shame that sacrifice had to be made. But if destiny is not fulfilled soon, this tragedy will be repeated ad nauseam. Speaking of tragedy, I suppose you've met Jean. While she sealed you away and kept you from trouble, after falling into our hands, she's been incredibly useful. Although her distinct lack of obedience required a bit of mental reprogramming. Her tragic end led you directly to me, just as planned. The time for awakening the left eye is soon. Fear not, my dear, sweet Cereza. Do not fear your fate. Stand tall, my child. Realize your true potential. Cereza, we are one, my child.
So we have ourselves a fight with Baldur, as you might have expected. This music is really good. The track is called You May Call Me Father. Lots of stuff to unpack from that cutscene. It's a pretty long one. Lots of revelations. Probably one of the biggest being that, Bayonetta and Cereza are the same person. Although you could probably figure that out. There are a ton of hints kind of sprinkled throughout the game that kind of let you know that is the case. But in any case, we've been escorting ourselves around this whole time, and the reason that we've been doing that is because Baldur wanted to awaken the left eye, which is actually Bayonetta, the person, and not that gem she's been carrying around this whole time. So basically, we were kind of showing our child self the world. Yep. In order to awaken the left eye. So that's been kind of his grand master plan this whole time, is to achieve that. But getting into this fight, it's really not that hard in my opinion. This is kind of a breather boss compared to, especially the difficulty of the last chapter. It doesn't really do a ton of damage. Now, you won't be able to get witch time off of most of his attacks. You can get it off of that one where he does the 3 sword slashes if you dodge on the last one. The timing is a bit weird though. That is something that I will say. Of course, you notice he only had 1 health bar there, and it would be an awfully short fight if he only had 1 health bar, so it's already over. I'm being facetious, of course. This summon is not going to go the same way as all the other ones. So, poor Gamora. So this fight actually does have multiple quote-unquote phases to it. And what I like about it is that it actually kind of prevents you from knowing how much, health he really has the first time that you face him. Now, during the first kind of phase, you can actually use hold fire and it'll work on him. If you try to do it in the future, it won't. But barring that, we get confirmation from him. One, that he killed Luca's father, Antonio Redgrave, and also that Jean was not working with them willingly. And that she was actually the one that hit Bayonetta in the first place. So with that building right there, you just do the evade and then do the torture attack command, and you'll get a nice chunk of damage for that. So that's pretty free. Now, every so often he'll call the satellite and it'll destroy the platform that you're standing on. So just press B to jump to another one. So there we go, got it again. So yeah, your best opportunity for getting damage is going to be dodging that attack right there, because otherwise you're not really going to get much of a combo, just because you won't be able to damage him consistently, just because he's flying off the platform and you can't really reach him. Plus he'll break out of combos normally too. But the combo score requirement for this fight is not strict by any means, nor is the time requirement either. So really the only thing you have to worry about is not getting hit, which I'm not the best about getting hit, you know, or sorry, not getting hit at all, but you know, with how little damage he does with most of his attacks, you can see, you know, we still have plenty of health left. So that's generally why I don't consider this fight to be very difficult. So that's our second failed summon. And this is actually going to be the last phase of the fight here. He is going to have some kind of new attacks. So you can still get the witch time off of the third attack there. Just be warned though that during the third phase here, it is actually a little bit quicker, that third attack, so you'll want to dodge it a little bit sooner than the first two phases. But if you dodge that attack, you know, a couple times, that'll probably be enough to get rid of most of his health bar. So that is pretty much the fight. This is one of my favorite lines coming up.
Don't fuck with a witch.
So in order to end the fight, we're going to be firing this lipstick at him. Now, you won't be able to head straight for him. You can actually control the path of the bullet here, you know, which is lipstick. But you'll have these pieces of glass that will occasionally show up in your way. If you run into those, I think it's an instant game over. So just steer around them, and then just, you know, steer it into his forehead right there. It's usually not too difficult. You just have to react. I have no idea how she got this to work, by the way. They do some pretty impossible things with missiles in this game.
I've got to give you credit, Bayonetta. You never cease to impress.
You haven't seen the half of it.
I've seen enough. Well, that about wraps it up, huh?
Not yet. No need to be afraid, little one. The nightmare is over. Everything was just a dream. You're a strong little girl. There is nothing you cannot overcome.
Mommy, did you find it? What you were looking for?
Yes, I found it. So don't you worry anymore. You just keep your treasure safe too. Sweet dreams, little one. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words. When you love something, never lose it. Understand, little one? You must keep it safe, close to your heart. I'm not afraid anymore, Mummy. No matter what. There's nothing I cannot do.
Bayonetta! What's happening to you?
And now it is done. The right eye oversees the light. The left eye oversees the darkness. 2 eyes to oversee the world. It was never the woman known as Bayonetta that I set my sights upon. It was you as a child, Cereza, that I saw. For she was the one who saw the world through innocent eyes, and she was the one who could give rise to a new history. It was her energy that could awaken the left eye. This has all worked out splendid. Let us begin, Cereza. The time is at hand. Now, the resurrection of Jubileus shall be completed. We are the eyes overseeing the world. We are the eyes overseeing a new era, a new reality, to which we will devote ourselves eternally.
And we just got the bad ending! No, I'm kidding. If you thought that this was the last chapter, guess what? There's still one more. As for this boss, that's about how it usually goes. You get platinum on combo, platinum on time, take a little bit of damage, end up getting a gold. So that is par for the course for me. But as it turns out, we were still playing into his hands the whole time. So, one small little detail I like about these scenes right here is that, since Bayonetta has been captured and is incapacitated, she's not actually in these loading screens and minigame, So that is a nice little detail. So, if you want to find out what happens next, find out next time on Let's Play Bayonetta. Thank you very much for watching. I've been redxparasite, signing out.